welcome back. In this video, we'll create and deploy a simple Java web application using Apache Tomcat. Each step has a purpose, and I'll explain why we're doing it to help you get a better understanding for how everything fits together. Let's go ahead and get started. So we'll open up VS Code, and we'll begin by creating a new Maven project. Maven is a powerful build automation tool that helps us manage dependencies, compile code, and package our application. Run the following command to generate a basic project structure. All the commands and source code that we use for this tutorial can be found in the link in the description of this video. So that way you can follow along with us, or you can follow along after watching this video. So let's go ahead and run this command. This command creates a project directory with a standard structure. For instance, we'll take a look at the source main Java folder. This is where our source code will go, and then we have our web app folder, which is where our web-related resources like HTML and JSP files will go. Maven sets this up for us to follow Java's best practices. Using this structure ensures that our app is well organized and easy to maintain as it grows. Next, we'll configure our pom.xml file. The POM file defines our project's dependencies and plugins. So let's go ahead and open that, and we're going to delete the boilerplate code that was given, and we're going to copy and paste in our pre-existing brand new pom.xml. So what this new pom.xml has is that we have updated the Java version to 21, we have included a servlet API for Tomcat, and then we have added a plugin for deployment. So more specifically, the servlet API dependency right here is the Jakarta Servlet API, which provides the functionality needed to create servlets, which are Java classes that handle HTTP requests. And then we have the Cargo Maven plugin. The Cargo Maven plugin helps us automate the deployment of our app to a Tomcat server and configure it with the server URL and credentials. So now that we have our POM updated, let's go ahead and create the web interface. And do not forget to click save, otherwise we will face errors later on, which are confusing and a little hard to decipher. So make sure that you save each file as we make updates to it. Okay, so now let's go ahead to our web app, our index.jsp. They've given us a simple hello world boilerplate code. We'll go ahead and replace that with this brand new code snippet. And what this does is it defines a simple form where users can enter their name, and when submitted, the data is sent to the hello endpoint for processing. This form serves as the user interface for our app, letting us test the servlet functionality that we will build next. Typically, the file and the folder structure needed for servlets is not generated by Maven, so we'll go ahead and create the directory and file we need. So we will make sure that we are in the correct folder, so I have navigated in, and then we will create the folder directory, and then we will create our hello servlet.java. So now we will open that up and snip this code and put it in. So what does this code do? So this servlet will process the form data and return a response. The servlet receives the name parameter from the form and then generates a personalized greeting in an HTML response. By adding the servlet, we enable dynamic responses in our application. So now let's configure Tomcat for local deployment. We want to open tomcat-users.xml. This file will be in your Tomcat installation directory. I already have it open. Oops. So let's reopen the file. I was messing with it a bit earlier on. So we have the tomcat-users.xml file. So you can see here that I have added or updated rather the pre-existing code. And most specifically, you can see that we have a username called test and password called test. In reality, this is not the best security practice, but again, for the purpose of this demo, this will be sufficient enough for us to move on. So now that we've updated our username and password here, we will go ahead to our pom.xml and we will update our username and password to test. And test. Alrighty. So now let's go ahead and get ready for deployment. So remember to save your pom.xml. And now we are going to package and deploy using the Maven plugin. So run this command, and this will compile the code, package it into a WAR file, and deploy it to your local Tomcat server. One thing you do want to make sure after installing Tomcat is make sure that it is running, right? So you can see that I previously already started Tomcat. We'll just make sure that it's running just by, making sure that we have run the startup script. So it is running. And now we'll go ahead and run this Maven clean package cargo deploy command. And if all goes well, it should succeed. Amazing. So now we will navigate to a web browser and your app should be live at this URL, localhost 8080 simple Tomcat app. Aha! Welcome to the simple Tomcat app. And now I'll just put in my name, submit. Hello, Ayan Gupta. Wonderful, congratulations. You've successfully built and deployed a Java app using Apache Tomcat. In the next video, we'll deploy this app to Azure App Service and make it globally accessible. Stay tuned.